Hello Gemini, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we are doing eclipse readings because it's an eclipse day, but you can listen to this anytime, even if there's not an eclipse anywhere nearby, because it's basically about something to do with your subconscious that is throwing itself in the way of you and the light that you have to address now. So what we're going to be using is the Elder Futhark on Bone because it's October and it's spooky season. And, you know, thinning of the veils and all that. And we are using the Fantod Pack. Now, if you don't know what the Fantod Pack is, this is Edward Gorey's divination pack. I am going to be reading them wrong because I'm not going to be using the definitions in the booklet, although I do recommend reading the definitions in the booklet because they are just as much fun as anything else Edward Gorey has written. But I find the cards are evocative on their own without going by the book definitions, especially since the book definitions are contradictory often, but in such a fun Edward Gorey way. So let's start with a card from the Fantod Pack. You have the blue dog. This is another one that I keep getting when I use this. It's sort of like, somehow I'm here. It's like, you know, we have this thing that has shown up in your life. So this is either you showing up where you are showing up as an inexplicable thing, but people have to deal with this anyway, or something that has shown up in your life that is an inexplicable thing, and yet here it is. You know, it's like that's impossible, and yet here it is. So we have the blue dog. Let's get some runes down and get some clarification on how we are going to deal with this blue dog. Yes, it's disarming. It's disarming. There's actually a fairy story, not fairy like a fairy tale, but a fairy story, like actual anecdote of fairies. There's blank rune. We got in the blank rune there a couple times this session, where the people in the farmhouse knew that they should go to bed right away because the fairies were coming, because all of a sudden a little white dog would come into the room and just sit. And they didn't know this dog, but they knew that this dog, whenever it would come in, it's like, okay, we're going to bed because that means the fairies are going to come and we don't want to be out when they get here. So anyway, not quite the same for this, but this is sort of like something that has come into your life that you would have thought is impossible, and yet here you are looking at it, and it's disarmed you. We have Tivaz reversed. Tivaz is Tears rune. Tyr is the warrior god, and this has to do with tending duties and responsibilities, as well as, like, you know, driving forward, you know, yang energy on whatever quest. Reversed, there's a few things. One, it's disarming, so you're going to feel disarmed. Two, it says that there's some duty and responsibility to yourself that you need to take care of, like something that is, maybe you go and help other people all the time, and that's great. I'm not saying don't do that, but it's your turn. You need to address something that is like you personally. It's time for you to address the duties and responsibilities to yourself. Either way, this blue dog shows up and now you're disarmed and you have to deal with this. Leading up to this, so I'm actually going to read this a couple ways as well. We have Pertho reversed. Pertho's the rune of the lot box, and this has to do with surprises and fate. But the surprises that it has to deal with are the things that were always there, but you just didn't realize it. So something's been revealed. On the path line, I'm going to read Pertho reversed both ways. So one, maybe there was an unpleasant surprise that happened that was sort of like the culmination of something you didn't even see building up, but suddenly, boom, there it is. And it's like, oh my gosh, how long has this been going on? I didn't know, I had no idea, and now I have to deal with it. The other way I'm going to read this is something has come to light about yourself. This may be a positive thing. This may be an unpleasant thing or an uncomfortable thing. But if it's internal, it might be a positive thing. It's like something about yourself that you didn't realize before, and that was always the case, and this has disarmed you. And maybe that's the blue dog of your life, is this thing that it's like, you know, I always thought this was impossible, but there it is, I'm looking at it. So what is going to help you is we have Kaunaz reversed. Kaunaz is the rune of, it's the torch and the fire, and it has to do with opening out and expansion, and it's like shining a light on a thing. When it's reversed, I'm actually, again, because it's in the helping line, I'm gonna read this a couple ways. Normally I would say, you know, like narrow your focus, like hone your focus on this, like really give this the focus that it's always deserved. At the same time, especially if this is referring to an inner surprise, like a surprise about yourself. This could refer to being reversed, turning that spotlight on yourself internally and like be looking within at this, that what it is. Either way, you definitely want to be focusing on this because it has come to light now, and you definitely want to be paying attention to it and give it the focus it needs, because here it is. What isn't going to help is you might be tempted to freeze. You might be tempted just to go, oh my God, I can't handle this. I can't even, like, just that moment of freezing, that immobilization moment of shock. And it's like, and then you get down on yourself because you're not moving forward. So it's like, it's this double thing where you're like beating yourself up for not being able to move forward. So like, even if you're stopping to deal with this and to focus on this, you're worried about stopping. You're worried about having stopped to do this. But it may also be just this shock that has stopped you, and that might also be dragging you down. If that starts to be the case, bring yourself right back up here to, you know what, be like the bison, like Yona Yinton says, and just like face into the storm, like just face it head on. And if you need to shine your light internally to sort of like see the surroundings of the blue dog, then definitely do that, because that's going to help you. So what this is going to lead you to is you will be on new ground. You will have like a blank page now to deal with, that you're not to deal with, but that you have in front of you. It's like, okay, things are new now. There is a new life and a new world for me now that I have acknowledged this blue dog in my life. So that, Gemini, is your eclipse reading. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.